Welcome back, everyone, to the fourth episode of the Average Aussies Premier League podcast on this doomy, gloomy Tuesday evening. It kind of resembles a bit of the mood in the den from these Liverpool boys, eh? How are we, Jake?
Not very good.
No.
Not very good.
I didn't think you would be, mate. Nudo, how are you, mate?
Yeah, look, I've had better Tuesdays in my life, but it's all right.
Yeah, but Beef, you'd be doing all right?
Yeah, good. Come fourth, so happy.
Yes, excellent stuff. I'm also very, very happy, if you can't tell.
Beaming, mate.
Beaming. As always, I start the video. Like, subscribe, comment, please, if you're watching the video. Don't forget our socials, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. We're very into Instagram. We're going all right on Instagram, I reckon.
Yeah, it's good.
People love the reels. I think it's people in the demographic.
Yeah.
They love swiping
Yeah.
reels on
Cut them
Insta.
We might be too old for the old
best.
TikTok,
I
I
think
think.
TikTok's got a paid promotion thing. I think that's what
Yeah. Well,
So,
Can't afford that yet.
all we can say is Instagram is organic. So get on Instagram, follow us there, and the Fantasy League. We've got a couple more people joining. That was good. But yeah, I'll put the code in the description below as always. If you want to join, just come and jump in. And now, speaking of jumping in, we'll jump into the biggest result of the weekend, boys. Let's get it out of the way. Rip the Band-Aid off. United 2, Liverpool 1. Wow.
Wowzers.
Did not see that coming.
well,
boys.
I want to mix it up slightly here.
Sure.
Give me your two guys' thoughts. Yeah.
That's a good start.
Yeah, give us your guys' thoughts.
If you want to go, yeah.
I watched the extended highlights this morning. Not surprised. I actually put money on United last night.
You dog.
I think it had all the ingredients for exactly that. I think
Yeah, I agree.
that
with
media pressure on United. I think, like you said, the players are quality. So that shocking first two rounds, I thought Liverpool had the pressure on them. Not
We were
surprised by the result.
expected to get the
Exactly.
result. They
Yeah.
weren't. They had no pressure on them whatsoever. Like everyone thought they were going to get thrashed.
Yes, and that's what Klopp said before the game during the week. I'd rather play United coming off a 4-0 win than a 4-0 loss.
100%.
So it was kind of not in United's hands, but you know what I mean? It was like it was made for an upset.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think Liverpool, you guys just haven't got off to the hottest start of the season. You've
No.
got some injuries that are like setting you back a bit and trying to adjust to playing without Mane.
We're definitely missing Mane
Yeah.
a lot more. Like I thought, like with Diaz coming in January, he's sort of the replacement, I guess you could say. Might not
Yeah.
be the exact same type of player, but plays out on the left. Like he's that player. I thought that transition of 6 months might do us well, but I think we're really missing Mane as an outlet.
Yeah.
And I think. Yeah, I just don't think we've had a great start. You can say, there's 10 guys out injured because of Darwin's stupidity last week. Like we're missing
yeah.
our marquee signing for
Yeah,
a
that
marquee
didn't help.
game, but we just weren't up for it. You boys said to me this morning, like, what happened there? United were up for it so much more than
They
we
were.
were from the first whistle.
And the thing I noticed, United scrapped the old playing out from the back.
Yeah.
Ten Hag, like he changed his tactics. Credit to him.
Yeah.
He completely changed his tactics. Like the way that he's trying to bring is that like Ajax philosophy of like hanging on to the ball. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, right, mate.
Hanging on to the ball, playing it around, playing out from the back, possession, ticky-tacky, make the other team run around. He's gone, we're not doing that against Liverpool. We're going to get like destroyed if we do. He's dropped Maguire and Ronaldo.
That's the big thing that I
which
noticed this morning. I was like,
really
huge.
good. And he's even the way he's played, like against Brentford, I don't know if you remember talking about this, but he had Christian Eriksen as like the deep playmaker with shuttles next to him either side, like in a three. This time he's gone, scrap that. We're having Eriksen and McTominay guarding a back four.
Yeah.
And even the way that back four played was a back four.
Back
It wasn't
four,
it wasn't
exactly
two
right.
centre halves with wing backs. It was a back four with a solid two in front of him and pace up front. And they were willing to sit back.
And they did. They sat.
They did.
Yeah. And they held on for dear
They were
life. And I
willing to
think
just hit the counter.
lucky for them that you guys aren't crash hot because
That's right.
sitting off Liverpool's never a good tactic, in my opinion.
Ten Hag got the team selection and the tactics perfect
Yeah.
for the occasion.
Yep.
And
Correct.
for where we were in that moment.
Yes.
And I don't think Klopp often gets it wrong, but I think he did. Reading about what he said, why he didn't start Fabinho, it sounded like he was basically saying, we've got 5 fit senior centre mids, 2 of which, by the way, are Harvey Elliott and Fabio Cavallo.
Yeah,
It's
Who
funny
were
like
like
that you
19.
that you say senior with Hendo and Milner. Like, it's just, yeah.
Well, I think, who was it? in the commentary. They said that Milner, how old is he? 36.
37. I think
Yeah, he
now,
says
yeah.
turned.
Who was it? It was Paul Scholes.
Yeah.
He said that you when you get to that age, the big games you start to notice, and Milner
Yeah.
was kind of caught just
He was just that
A bit
half yard
aimless.
off,
half a yard
the
off
pace.
what he needed. Yeah. And-
He tried hard. Credit to him.
Oh,
He always does.
Yeah.
and that's what they said. Like, he's the fittest player in the
Yeah.
squad, apparently. But
Yeah.
like, you just when you're that old, like you just get that half a step off, as you said. You're missing at half a yard.
Yep.
And I think your defense is letting you down.
Oh,
Like,
massively,
I think
massively.
Conceding. It's just conceding goals like
Early,
every
yeah.
fucking week.
Yeah.
Oh, the past 7 games, we've conceded the first goal.
No, that's Premier League, but it's like 10 games in like all comps.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Well, there you go.
It's
So
sickening.
if you look at that, then it's
I paid premium for Allison for my keeper as well. That's been a disaster.
Well,
yeah.
and Van Dijk, yeah, we were speaking about it before. I think he's to blame for the first goal. What you were saying to me in the green room before the show was, I think like I've seen it in like I forget what I was watching. It was one of the midweek shows on Optus Sports, but the way he just sits off. He kind of wants the attacker to make the decision for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He has a tendency that I haven't really realised. And as you said, when it comes off, it looks like he's just cruising. He's forcing you to make the move. But you've seen with, I think it was Rashford in that goal, I think it was, he kind of sat off him, and let him just like make the move and go straight around him. And that's why he's getting dribbled past. Like, he kind of did it with Mitrovic too. He sat off Mitrovic, that when we were talking about how he just got dribbled past by Mitrovic, who's not the quickest. He's quite large. He kind of just sits off the defender and lets them make the decision. But if they go straight at him and like try and dribble past him, they'll get it 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, what that's down to, I don't know, because like you don't just turn into a bad
No.
defender overnight. Like
No.
he's been an
No.
absolute gun for
Yeah, no
3
doubt.
seasons. So. I don't know. Is that just a form drop? Is that confidence? Is that like I don't know. I mean, I think this morning we were definitely missing Fabinho to cover that defense. I think the different Ten Hag thought, I know how I need to play to get a result here. I think Klopp went, I know how we play as Liverpool. And I think maybe we didn't get I heard some talk in the week that we should revert back to like the 4-2-3-1 ourselves and solidify the defense with a couple of guys protecting it and play like Firmino in the hole.
But we've also been
Salah up
struggling to
top.
score as well.
Well-
You look back over like the last few games of last year, and
That's why you bought Darwin Nunes, and then he comes out in the first
Exactly.
game.
That's what I
It's a
said
red
when he
card.
got sent off. If you remember, I said he's not
Yeah.
only let us down in this game, he's let us down for the next 3.
They missed him.
Yeah,
Massively.
massively.
We
Yeah,
had
that's-
no focal point.
I still don't know if he was playing, we would have done much better. Like,
I feel
really
like
don't think we would have.
Well, as you guys said, last game he came on before he got red carded, or before he started, where he came on, he
In the-
changed.
in the Fulham game, he did,
changed
yeah.
the game. So I feel like if he has, there's opportunities in that game. Because don't get me wrong, like United played well, but they weren't like, oh my god, look at this United
No,
kind of
that's
like,
right.
They
they're
just-
gonna like.
They had a game plan. They stuck to it, and
They had a game plan, and they held on for dear life, kind of thing, and they
like,
hit
it
you
was
on the counter.
let's remember, it was 2-1. Like we had one. Well, it wasn't us that shot. It was Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
But the centre half Martinez, is it?
He could have had
Martinez?
2 own goals.
He didn't even know what happened. Like it hit him in the face.
Yeah.
Like De Gea made a couple of good saves. Like
And then he
it
made
wasn't
another
like a
save.
4-0 or God. Like let's
No.
throw everything out of the basket. We're ruined, but we lost. And
It's
Exactly.
just surprising, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
mainly from
After-
our premium we were last year, expecting you and City to come out and win every game for the
Exactly.
first
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah,
It just hasn't happened.
Yeah, and I did too. But like, what it's down to, I don't know. I mean,
Form.
as we said, 10 players out. It certainly doesn't help. But that's
comes
just
back
not
to what
excuses.
I said at the start. Like, I just feel like you didn't fill enough holes in
the transfer
the
market.
transfer window. Like, you just needed a couple like quality centre mids or something like that can shore up. Like, you needed squad players, like old enough squad
Yeah.
players that aren't like Harvey Elliott's and
But if we didn't
I
have
agree
10,
with that. Yeah, because I'm like Carvalho and Harvey Elliott, like they're good pretty skillful players, but
they need
for a
people
big
around 'em,
game,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if
But
you're
if we didn't
decimated
have
with
10 out
injuries-
injured.
So who are you missing? Is it just the centre mids you're missing? 'Cause-
No,
Thiago
so
Silva.
if we're going from the back, you've got Kanade and Matip are both injured.
Yeah.
That young guy that we bought from Aberdeen to be a backup, Calvin Ramsey to Trent.
So
is
how do you
injured.
start as Matip and
Kanade?
they
Which-
swap with Van Dijk, don't they? I mean, they partner Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Well, there's
that's
like
right.
4 centre halves, and one of the 3
Yeah.
will partner Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Gomez is now back fit, but
Yeah.
he was out as well.
Thiago.
Thiago's
in midfield,
huge.
Yeah,
he's
missing.
the biggest out for me.
Cater. Missing
Yeah.
Naby
So you
Keita.
got some big
Not
names
really.
that are out.
Well,
I don't think
no,
we're
but
missing
he's
him.
yeah. Look, I know that he's a divisive
Sell
player,
him.
but he is a senior.
Sell.
He's a senior centre mid, and he's injured. And don't forget what he did at United last year.
Scored a goal.
Scored an absolute screamer and bossed the game.
Nah.
So that brings us to some of the fan mail. Someone's coming with a question. Dane Brooks, shout out to Dane Brooks, asked the question that is this the end of the Gegenpress or however you call it?
No.
Klopp's
No.
style of play. Has he run the players as far as they can go?
I don't think so.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Are you sure though? Because he's been known to
Well,
like,
I can't be sure. It's
like, if
must
you
be
look
10
at
games.
the anecdotal evidence, I'm pretty sure the same thing happened to Borussia Dortmund.
Dortmund.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they kind of got to the end of their legs and they just had nothing else to give. And then next minute you got 10 players out injured like you guys are now. And he's been there for 7 years.
7 years, yeah.
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 I certainly think the gegenpressing adds to injuries. I think because you're playing at such high tempo, like continuously. It's, but I
But you
don't
can only
think...
you can only condition players to go so hard and so far.
Yeah, but in saying that, City don't like play gegenpress in football, but they play a high intensity
High intensity press.
game as well. But the difference, and this probably comes back to what you were saying, is that they have like 2 or 3 players for every position.
Yeah.
Like we
And
are
those
not in a
players are
position
like
to do that.
starting
Yeah,
national team heroes.
exactly. So those guys play
So you think it's come down to a lack of funds, really? You don't have the
lack of squad depth. I don't know whether or
Like
not.
that's what I mean. Like they've got 3 players in every position that are almost world class.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's not we don't have the money or if like we just don't. Well, I mean, like we're not Man City. We don't go, hey Aston Villa, here's 100 million for Jack Grealish, and
Yeah.
we'll play him in 4 games.
Yeah.
We can't do that. Not many clubs can. So I think
Well, legally, anyway.
yeah,
Well, that's the other point. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
true.
Got to have enough
Yeah.
money to pay FIFA under the table.
Now, well, see what you do is you just get what you own to sponsor your club, and then it's an infinite.
Oh, we own
amount.
Etihad.
But anyway, that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, that's
not to be bitter, but yeah.
Yeah.
Disappointing, but I do think these 3 opening games, you can look at them individually. I mean, the performance against Palace was a hell of a lot better than the one against Fulham. And I think today you can just put it down to
So how do you rate this performance from Liverpool out of the last 3 you've seen?
the worst,
Yeah.
definitely.
Worst, without
I think
doubt.
that also comes down to how United, like we can't just fully put this on Liverpool not playing well. United
You're at Old
played,
Trafford.
United played excellent. They were up for it. They wanted every ball. They won every ball.
And
The
We
other
didn't.
teams are doing their homework, it seems, and we're just going in, we're Liverpool.
yeah.
We're not really going in with a plan. It's a bit disappointing.
Reckon
Well,
there's
if we
no
are going
plan.
in for-
You're not
no.
executing the plan, I think, is your
Yeah,
problem.
they're definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
And
with
I think
Leo
that
there.
comes down to the personnel that you have playing the games can't execute to the top standard. And when you got players like Van Dijk who are off their game, I
Oh.
guess that's...
Rolls Royce just needs a service, mate.
Yeah, well, maybe he needs a holiday in Dubai or something.
But yeah, look, it is disappointing, but with 3 games in, they normally say wait for 10 games. 10
Yep.
games in, like, it'll give you a bit of an idea of who's doing well, where you might be at the end of the season. If we do well in the next 7 and pick up maximum points, you're sitting
Yeah,
on
it's
what's
not
that,
a-
like
like-
23 points after
Yeah.
10 games. If someone had said that at the start,
Yeah.
you might go, I wish we got them all. But as I said to you boys before, I think this season is going to be unbelievably open. There's a lot more teams in the mix. There's results that we just didn't see coming. And with a World Cup
There's
and
a
a
World
break
Cup smack
and
bang in the
everything
middle.
that could
It's
do.
good. I know it's obviously disappointing for you and the millions of Liverpool fans, but it gives
Very.
us something to talk about. It's not
Yeah.
just City and Liverpool came out and won 3-0 in their
I'd
first
prefer to have
3
nothing
games.
to talk about, to be
I
honest.
know. I understand that, but it's good for the league. like Nudo
Yeah.
said.
Well,
Fuck the league.
as you just said, like it's an open season, and that just goes to show that like the next game we'll move on to
Yeah.
Newcastle City.
What a game.
They
Cracking game. That's
Yeah,
an instant
that's-
classic. That
yeah,
one, isn't
that
it?
was that was a
The
corker
best
of a
games
game.
I've seen in a long time.
And
And,
I will
Newcastle were up for it, man.
Oh, weren't they?
But you
I
have
just-
to beat a draw 3-3 with City.
I can't believe though that they didn't get the chocolates though.
Do you think that they would be disappointed to be 3-1 up and come away
it's-
with a draw?
I think 50-50. It's
Yeah.
like you've not lost to City,
Yeah.
which is a massive result in itself. But fuck, they were close.
At
were
3-1,
so
they'd be
close.
disappointed, but when it
Yeah.
went 3-2, they wouldn't be sad with the draw because you could see
and
the
to
crowd
concede,
get a little bit
to
nervous.
concede early and then still just come back. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you see lesser teams that concede early to City, and that's just game over.
Yeah, 100%.
You're like,
It's a
Oh,
massive
fuck.
point. And,
And
thank
they-
you, Newcastle, because taking City off that, it could have
And
been
they-
a massive winning streak. So
I support two teams, Liverpool and anyone versing fucking City. On ya.
he has no filter, this guy, if you haven't
Anya.
realised. We
Anya.
love it.
And that's in my notes I got here. They went up, so it was 3-2 with 60 minutes to go, and half an hour is a long time in football.
Oh,
not
Oh, yeah.
not let alone playing against the best team in the league. Like
I think they're the best team in the world.
but they are they because they can't win a Champions League.
Well, that's a very good point, isn't it? I mean,
They're good, but they can't be that good if they're the best
They're
team.
good
in the
over.
world.
They're definitely the best over 38
They're the
games.
most consistent
Yeah.
team in the world. Yes, I'll give them that. The other big talking point in that game, Trippier got a red card overturned. Did anyone look at that?
I think it
should have
was
been
a red,
overturned.
too high.
I don't think it was a red.
You know?
Nah.
No, I think if you watch it, like he was high, but he pulled away, and it was very on the side of the
Yeah.
knee.
The thing that I think that saves him, right, is it's, in my opinion, all day that's a red card if he comes from anywhere but the side.
Yeah, and there was no
Yeah.
studs.
That's right.
That's another massive thing. It wasn't
that-
a stud
I think
forward
that doesn't
lunge.
matter because if he's coming more of a because he comes side on and lunged at him 2 feet in the air, like he had one tucked and his boot was out, but I think if that's a bit more direct and straight towards the shin, that's in
Oh,
my
yeah.
opinion that's a
I see
red
what
card
you're
all day.
saying. Yeah.
because he come from the side and he kind of just tapped his like shin as he went, his knee really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
It
what
was-
made
it
me
was
think. I
such
only
a-
saw it once, but it's the height. I
It's
saw
the
it
height
at the
and
knee
the
height,
2
and I
feet.
thought, wow.
As soon as you take 2 feet off the ground, I think you're just playing with fire. You're
Yeah,
gonna
and
get
it made me
Yeah.
think it was reckless, but I think it was a bit of bias because if he took KDB out for a few months, I think everyone in the Premier League would hate him for
Trippier, that was what he kept saying to KDB. I had to take you out. I had to take you out. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, mate. You can take him out like in a different way than 2 feet in the air, like coming across him
Exactly.
like that. That's a dangerous tackle, and you got to be very careful. And you got to be careful of setting a precedent that's now not a red card.
I think it was.
Yeah,
I think it
yeah,
was. It was
that's a massive point right
It
there.
was very borderline.
Yes.
Like if it had like when he got sent, I wasn't surprised. But then when they who Aussie ref by the way.
Yeah,
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
it was,
yeah. When they called him over
big
to
call too.
Yeah, to have a look, like you could see at different angles and stuff.
So that was the 4th red card that's been overturned by VAR. So there's been
Wow.
more that have been a direct red on the field and overturned by VAR than that has the other way around.
that comes back to what we were saying about
Yeah.
how they're trying to.
There's only been 2 in the history of VAR, I think it's the Premier League, that were awarded a yellow and been overturned.
Robbo against
yeah, he
Spurs.
was one of them, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Still bullshit decision.
But yeah, no, that was a cracking game. How good was St James's Park?
Oh,
Banging.
yeah. That when they're on there, they're on, aren't they?
Oh, it's insane. It's
Yeah.
insane. And St Maximum, I feel like if he can stay consistent, he's one of the best wingers in the league. He was
looks
terrifying.
Yeah,
He just needs to get more goals though. You know what
Well,
I mean?
that's what I mean. His consistency will come with that, but the way he just was taking people
against
on
big teams.
Kyle Walker,
Usually
he was
he
make-
bullies
yeah.
the bottom teams, but against the City's back four,
He's a bit
one
of
the best defenders in the
a
league.
bit of a Zaha, but
played with him.
if
3
he can,
assists.
and he was giving Kyle Walker one hell of a day out. That's for
Eddie
sure.
Howe will say to him, like, that is the standard now, mate.
Yeah, well, it has
Like,
to be.
if that's what
3
you can
assists
do,
every fucking
if
week.
that's what you can do against Man City, you need to be doing that against everyone.
Yep.
And that's the difference between world class and good.
How long's Kieran Trippier been Newcastle United's captain for? Is it
I
the
think
start
this
of this season?
Yeah, because it was
That was a weird one. I seen
it
him
was
coming out. I
Lascelles,
like,
but He's been dropped.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
And then one other thing I've got to talk about is, I think you mentioned it, KDB with a through ball through the legs.
Oh my! I was just speechless. Have you seen that footage close up?
Yeah.
He was 5 or more yards away from that dude that he nutties. You know how hard that is to do. He would have looked at him and go, "Okay, his leg's going to balance now." Like I have no doubts that he sees it
intended-
all.
yeah, he
and
intended to go through his
"If I
legs."
play this at this pace, but it can't be too strong,
Yeah.
otherwise it's going to go through to the keeper."
Yeah.
Amazing.
It was
Yeah.
great. It was great.
And
wasn't
to
it?
be fair, I think that was Joe Willock. I don't think anyone thought that pass was going to be played.
No.
So he
That's
just,
the thing.
he didn't even react to it. He was just like, oh, shit.
Oh, it's through my legs. Oh, it's a goal.
And that's like
what
the
happened?
advantage of having KDB on your side. Like Haaland can just be like, I'm running there.
Yeah.
And he goes, and it
That's what
could
we're
seem
saying,
impossible to get the ball there, but all of a sudden it ends up at Haaland's feet and you're like, oh,
Or he drags out a centre half and opens up more space for KDB
Exactly,
to go,
yeah.
oh, I'll slip it in there for Bernardo Silva.
Just slip it in.
And the last thing I want to talk about in that game was Kieran Trippier's free kick. Holy shit.
Wow.
Especially considering, like, you know, he didn't go the normal side that they
No,
do
he went
in
the
that
shorter
situation.
side of the ball. Yeah, he picked the shorter players
Yeah.
out and went over, which was kind of cool.
But even like a right footer from there, like sort of swings around to there. But he like swung it into the side netting. Like
Yeah.
no keeper's saving that.
At home against the best team in the league.
How good would that feel?
And you've just got the
How
captain's
good would that
armband.
feel?
That would have been euphoric for him to slide into the corner.
100%.
Yeah, that was a great goal. It was a great game.
Yeah,
As I
incredible.
said, instant classic.
Instant classic. Speaking of classics, Arsenal classic. As I said, I picked this score. I don't know if anyone was listening last week, but I picked
I'd
3
take the
0.
tune out, mate. Nah.
I picked 3 0, and to be honest, we were in second gear. We didn't even get out, which is like great for me to think about. Like usually we go to the away sides down the bottom and we make them look like they're some decent side, like
Yeah.
just rugged football. We bring on Rob Holding in like the dying of light of the game to like hold it out for like 1-2-1 or something like that. But we were definitely in cruise control there. 2 early goals. Erdegaard, I don't know. I've mentioned that he doesn't shoot enough. Wasn't
stole it.
Wasn't quite a tap in his first one, but that was all
but
Jesus.
There's nothing wrong with tap-ins if it's good team football, and that's
Yeah.
what there was there. Jesus just shredded him.
Can I just say to all of the centre backs in the Premier League, you're going to have to get in the gym because Jesus just absolutely bodied that centre back like he wasn't even there. And this man is 5 foot nothing, everyone. All right. So I'm just giving you pre-warning. But then he just not only that, it was like a weird clearance from Ben White. Like he just miskicked it in the air, like 60 feet in the air. And Jesus has bodied the centre defender and just one touch brought it down, beat I think 2 or 3 players, and then give it to the Gabriel Martinelli, who probably should have scored. Didn't have his best game, but still was not a bad game at all. Martin Odegaard got the tap in. The second one was I think
Because who did he steal it from?
he stole it from Jesus.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he stole it, right? Because they spoke about it after the game, and Jesus said, "Nah, Odegaard was right to take that shot on because he was in a better position."
Plus, it was on his like fallen to him on his left, coming
Yeah.
onto it. Like,
And he hit that
He's just
sweet.
scored.
Yeah.
You can't
But it
I
was
don't think
good
he stole it.
to actually have the balls to take that shot as well.
Yeah,
you know?
well, that's his problem of recent is he gets into those scoring positions and he wants to pass the
Yeah.
ball. So I was ecstatic. That's the first time he scored 2 goals in a game since he played professional. His first professional season, I think, was when he was 15 years old in Norway.
Yeah.
And he hasn't scored 2 goals in a game since then. So that was excellent.
Some might say a real captain's performance.
It was.
From
And
Odegaard, yeah.
and people have kind of been on him a little bit because he hasn't been crash hot, but he hasn't been bad at all.
I don't think he's been bad.
And it's the same with
No.
Saka. Like I spoke about this last week, but the other point that I was missing in that was Saka's now attracting 2 to 3 players,
Yeah, and that's where you find you
and
start
that's what
getting
opens
problems, eh?
space up for
Yeah,
these other
exactly.
like that. That's how that second goal
Yeah.
come along because Ben White could take the space because Saka had 3 blokes on him and he just played Ben White around the back, pretty close to being offside. But we got that one. They took one off us later in the game that was pretty much exactly the same. But it was great. But don't get me wrong, Bournemouth they were like the kid who fell out of the tree. They just weren't in it. They literally weren't. They second ball, third ball. They didn't want a bar of it. And then you had Zinchenko coming. I got to speak about Zinchenko because I've just breezed over him like these last couple of games. He's just slotted in
But what's going to happen when Tierney's back, though?
I don't know. I think he's.
Well,
That's the tough one, isn't it?
Zinchenko was a left winger and would probably want to be a left winger. So don't be surprised.
Well, he
just pushes up.
He's not playing winger, bro. He's like, so when we're attacking at points, we drop to a back three, like Ben White track into a three, and then Zinchenko would move inside Granit Xhaka in the midfield. There's points where he was popping up on the right side, picking the ball up,
Yeah.
moving
right,
it forward.
there you go.
He's
Free
incredible, yeah. And they said at City they rated him as the best technical player. He's got some techers, and I just wanted to speak about him because he was unreal. And Saliba, my man, Big Willie.
I was going to say,
Big Willie.
I loved seeing Zinchenko's reaction
How
to
good
that
was it when he was
goal.
like, "No,
Just
I
dropped to
can't-
his knees.
I can't believe it."
Like,
But then
what?
he was walking away and he was still just going, I don't know what. I've just seen this mammoth centre half just hit this worldie in the top corner. But that comes back to our set piece coach, Nicholas Jova. He's been incredible for us. That come off a short free kick that we took on the other side. Obviously, it's not a set play to go to Saliba and he bangs it top corner, but they work it so that you open up the spaces like that. But
No, look, it was a good win for you guys, and yeah, you're looking really good.
yeah, top
You know?
of the table. So
You know what?
now we just maintain that for the next 35 games, and
The big test will be though.
Champions League.
Invincibles too, you reckon?
The big test will be when you come up.
I can't wait.
against
I
a
actually
big
can't
side.
wait to play a big
Yeah.
side because we still don't. We got a pretty good run up until United in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
and even that, we'll see how United go after. The
Yeah,
latest results.
see if they push on from the result this morning.
That's one
but-
of the things. You got to remember they still are Manchester United.
Exactly right.
And that's
You
why,
know.
like, I had, I remember you said, like last week, you obviously changed your tune in the week since you put your money on them, but you said, Liverpool will do him here.
yeah, he said he did. It was the
Yeah.
commentator's curse.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I just felt all the ingredients. I was like, they're not going
But
to win now.
I've had far too many.
Thanks for letting me know.
I've had far too many horrible. Like, I have far too many horrible memories of getting up in the middle of the night and watching us just get destroyed at Old Trafford or play like shit.
Yeah.
Constantly getting beaten.
We've all got them
I'm still
memories.
scarred.
Yeah.
Like
Or-
every
or
time
you-
we play United, I'm freaking worried, man.
Yeah.
So
Or you play
hurt
better
you, bro.
and you still lose.
United did. That's who.
Where did they hurt you?
All right, we'll take a break, and we'll come back and move on to the other side of North London. Everyone. All right, Beef. Well, yeah, I guess we'll move on to the Tottenham Wolves game. How'd you find that one? Did you stay awake for it? Because I definitely didn't.
After last week, that went off like a frog in a sock. So it was hard to back that up. But, that always happens. If you go and have a massive game, the next one will be very, very plain. So, and they've said that a lot of the games that get played early on the Saturday can be like that. They're very different to those midnight games here where there's lots of games on at the same time. I
Yeah.
think something happens in those early games. They're always
I'll
quite
tell you what it
real
is.
chill.
Everyone hasn't been at the pub getting loaded.
Yeah. No,
True.
The fans aren't just
Yeah.
rocking
No,
the house.
True.
Yeah.
No
So it's
brewskins.
early in the morning over there. 1-0.
Well, it's lunchtime
It's
kickoff. It's a midday kickoff. They're not as loaded as they could be.
The 8 a.m. game.
It's the 9 a.m. at Blackstone.
We're 9 a.m. down at Illinois Lane, boys. Don't have a big one on Saturday.
Wentworth Falls, you have to carpool because everyone's still
It's
pissed.
disgusting.
Anyway,
Yeah, so 1-0. Good defensive effort. I think obviously there's not too much to take away attacking, but what's different is that we can go and play crap and leave with a 1-0 defensive effort, which is what we need. Like we can't just go
100%.
out and win 3 or 4-0 every match. So we can, play a real red hot game and we can go, we can go away and win 1-0. And that's what I like to see.
and like that's just as important as beating someone 4-0.
Yeah.
You're not going to win
Grinding out a
4-0 every
result.
week.
Yeah.
You need to be able to win when you shit.
You guys
and
weren't-
that's what does you well for the season.
Our defenders played well. So our attackers were barely even there, but Perisic got man of the match first start, which is really good. So now I'm starting to see why Conte brought him in.
Yeah.
He's an existing winger, but he's saying up. Now you got to defend. He's still fit.
Well, I think he converted at AC Milan or
Yeah, I
wherever he
think
was.
later in his
Inter.
career at Inter,
Inter,
yeah.
yeah.
He turned
Yeah,
into a
Conte
winger.
was saying that this morning around. He wasn't a massive fan of it when Conte said, "I'm going to turn you into a wing back."
Yeah.
because he's like,
Yeah,
I've
I
got to
wanna-
defend now. But
yeah.
Typical
now he's
winger.
apparently
I
loving
want to
it.
be up there.
Yeah.
Now he's loving it. Lloris did a mad save late in the game. So, great defensive effort. Looking forward to next week. I think we got
Did-
Forest.
did you guys play a low block, or was it just like, were you just sitting back letting Wolves have the ball? Was it that kind of?
Well,
defensive?
Wolves,
'Cause-
they don't have a target man, but they've got a lot of quick attacking midfielders. I think they got
And they got off to a good start, Wolves.
Yeah, they looked
they
good in
were
the
playing
first
all right.
period of the game there.
Yeah,
They
so-
kept me awake for the first half
So-
hour.
even
Sorry,
with
Beck.
even with Jose in there and Nuno, our defenders would sit back, but then you'd expect a counter goal. You just whip it through to Kane, hold it up, he'd turn and Son would
Yeah,
be on the
okay.
shoulder, and that's how we scored a lot of goals last year. So I don't think the shape or the approach has changed too much. I think it's just that the front three didn't fire, so we had to win
Rely
a
on-
1-0. We had to
Yeah.
defend the
Yeah.
game out. So
Okay.
yeah, some positives to take away.
That's a Conte style of football, though, isn't it? That real defensive minded.
We did a lot at Chelsea.
Yeah, like-
Organisation. I heard him say
Yeah,
today.
organisation.
Organisation has to trump ability in his teams. He said
Okay.
he can bring in the best player in the world, but if they're not organised and not understanding everybody's role, then they're not going to work in his system.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's defensively minded, because that would lead me to think that organisation is organised in a defensive line. Like,
Yep.
you
I
know what I
don't-
mean?
I don't know
'cause
about defensively
organisation
minded. I
when you're
think-
attacking is not you need
Because attacking
tactics
can be
when
very,
you're attacking, but
very
like
free flowing.
Yeah.
Eh?
Once you get that final third, you need to have ability, which you obviously have in the front three. But if he's big on organisation, it's obviously like that's his kind of, I think, would be maybe go-to tactic when like shit's not working for you. Like, all right, we're just going to sit in here and we're going to hold it because you're all organised and you all
I don't
know.
know.
What
I don't know. I haven't seen that, but I know he likes to employ two really fit defensive midfielders, which is Højbjerg and Bentancur.
Defensively minded,
Yes,
in
but,
my opinion.
But with the wing backs, he likes to be attacking up the front, on the side, sorry, and whip it into the middle. I don't
So
think
really, your game plan would be to get up the field wide and then just get it in for Kane, kind of thing.
Well,
You
it's
got
not, it's not a
Richarlison now too.
defensive. It's not a defensive and possession style game. I don't think so. I think with the three attackers, they're the focal point,
Yeah.
but they just didn't fire. I don't think he's changed it to a defensive sort of team like a Mourinho at Chelsea.
Right.
I still feel like it's like a defensive base. Like,
Yeah, I feel like it's
Like, but we're seeing it from outsiders looking in. You know what I mean? We don't.
that's
know
just
your
the way
team
I'm looking at it.
you
Yeah, if
said,
you're setting up with two defensive midfielders and your wing backs are you're out, that's to me get up the sides and put the ball in and hope for Kane or Son or Richarlison now to jump on the end of that.
Yeah.
I think it can also be though, like organised doesn't mean defensive. Like if like, you know, that old saying, build from the back. If you're solid, if you have like a good structure, if people know what they need to do, that can allow the front three to do their thing and
Yeah.
to be attacking. And if, you know, like, and people like Højbjerg like
Yeah,
can break
right.
and support. So
Yeah,
I know
I
what
think
you're
it's all on
saying,
the
but
break,
it's,
yeah. Like
I
a
think
lot
it
of-
depends. It can probably look both ways depending on the game. That game, it probably looked defensive because, as you said, they weren't firing up top. You had to hang on because Wolves were in it.
Yeah.
But then another game when you win 4-0 and it's free flowing,
And
you
Yeah.
probably
did
look
it-
attacking.
It's probably like a lot of counter attacking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
it's
we don't-
organised, win the ball
structure.
back, counter.
Yeah,
win the ball back,
when you
counter.
watch them, that doesn't feel like they're a low block defensive team because in the start of the game, you don't see a lot of possession, passing it backwards and sidewards.
Yeah.
They still look to play it forward.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I just think that we're a better organised defence now, so
Yeah, okay.
it would seem more defensive.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
totally agree.
Well, defensive Tottenham get the job done, 1-0.
Yeah.
Leeds have just come out and blitzed my opinion of them going down,
hell.
doing
Yeah.
Chelsea.
All of our opinions.
3-0.
Are Chelsea going to go down?
Well, Chelsea weren't that bad in that game, and to be fair, they probably could add a couple of goals in the first half. Raheem Sterling missed, not I wouldn't say he missed a sitter, but he cut inside and I think he missed or he hit a player the first time, and then
Yeah.
he did the exact same move and
And then he
pushed
got
it
the
wide,
goal, and then.
and then got ruled offside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
but,
right.
But you think, like, what does that do to your confidence, though? You've just bagged a goal, and then they take it away from you.
Yeah.
It's just like it's not working for me.
It's like I think obviously Leeds' home ground is going to be there.
Yeah, Ellen Road needs to be their fortress. And
Yeah.
to be fair, like Marsh has got him playing well.
It's a huge result for him, for
Yeah.
Marsh.
Yeah.
In the media before the weekend, they were saying, is he the right man for the job?
It's a bit Ted Lasso, isn't it? Like, oh, he's American.
That was
He
my
doesn't
opinion.
get it,
That could
like-
be like bad because I
Put him
was
in a
like
TV show.
Yank in the Premier League. Don't know if that's going to work for you. Like,
Yeah.
but obviously he was at Leipzig before that.
Yeah,
He was at Red Bull Salzburg.
Salzburg.
Maybe.
Yeah, Salzburg,
He was one of
yeah,
the Red
yeah,
Bull teams.
yeah.
But obviously he's cut his teeth.
Well, it's a bit
Yeah,
like
he's got some
Postecoglou,
pedigree.
like
Yeah.
at Celtic. When he first went there, everyone's like, oh, what's this Aussie know about football? This
I
is
guess,
ridiculous, So, but yeah, big result for Leeds. Rodrigo really, he's stepping up in
Your boy.
Rafinha's absence, isn't he?
He was man of the
He's
match.
Really, yeah.
like he had a cracker.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
he's top goal scorer, yeah? 4?
Yeah, I think he's got
think,
4,
yeah.
yeah. And Aronson in the whole played a really good game.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They're looking good.
Yeah, in my notes, I did have that because Chelsea they dominated possession. I think it was like 60% or something like that, upwards.
Same
of
as with the
60%.
Tottenham game, though.
They just couldn't finish anything.
They don't have a centre forward, do they?
The
Like-
big talking point out of that game was Mendy. Dude.
Oh,
Oh,
my.
my-
Far out. hey.
shocking.
He's my fucking keeper.
So
did not keep
my
anything.
opinion, right, is when keepers want to play out from the back. We talked about it with De Gea last week. Is you got to make that decision and stick
Yeah,
with it
yeah,
straight away.
yeah.
And you can see
Yeah.
as
You
who-
need the conviction, don't you?
whoever
Yeah.
it was that closed him down.
I
Was
think
it
it
Rodrigo?
was Aronson.
Aronson.
I'm pretty sure it was Aronson.
And he changed his mind. I think he tried to Cruyff turn or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he
and
tried to chop it back in,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he got it stuck at his feet. And then once you change your mind when they're that close, it's
Yeah.
all over
Yeah.
from after that.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of those goalkeeping howlers that happens occasionally.
And the other thing that happened in
Yeah.
that game, Koulibaly, red card,
Yeah.
Yeah, look,
which was stupid in my opinion because
Yeah.
both
second
times,
yellow was terrible.
both times, even the first yellow, like if you watch the replay, you can see the Chelsea line behind him. Like he
Yeah, I
didn't
know.
really
It was
need to pull him down.
unnecessary.
Yeah.
There was people behind him
I'm like,
to cover him.
you're in my fantasy team. Don't be doing that. And then I'm like, I knew that it was coming. That's fucking -2.
He had a good game apart from that.
Well, that and then the second foul, he just checked old mate for no reason. Once again, he was out of the line, so he still
Totally
had
unnecessary.
still had defenders behind him.
Yeah.
It's just welcome to the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Not in Italy anymore.
no, but yeah, as I said, my prediction for Leeds going down isn't looking too crash hot.
Talk about bad predictions. I tipped the next one to be a 0-0 draw. There was 5 goals.
That was a cracking game. That
Wasn't
was.
it? This is why I said to you, it's football, mate. Like,
Yep.
it's
Did,
anything can happen.
Anyone watch it?
I did, yeah.
You watched it?
Yeah, I watched it. Really good game.
Yeah.
Really good
What a
game.
finish.
It was.
Yeah. Mitrovic just, he made up for his missed pen from last week.
Oh yes, he did too.
Yeah.
He did too.
So I've actually got it written down here. So we were talking about this. We said we better make sure that we got it right. So Fulham were 2-0 up.
Yes, that's right.
De Cordova Reid. What a
Cordova,
bloody hard name that is to
I've got
say.
notes about De
I don't
Cordova.
like him because he's
a
scored
towering
against us.
header from Polino, just an absolute bullet
How
from
good's a bullet
McCall.
header?
Oh, he was
bullet
happy.
header. Really
But then ended the first half. Norgard pulled one back. I think also from a set piece. I think it was like a corner short to the front, and he whipped it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He volleyed it.
then-
But in saying that, can I just touch on something? I feel like Norgard should have seen red.
What challenge was that for? Just remind me.
It was studs up, stood on, I forget who it was, but he stood on their ankle, like high up on the ankle, like straight. I've seen Granit Xhaka get sent off for that multiple times. And I've seen Aubameyang get sent off for that. I've seen multiple people get sent off for that.
We've got a trend here.
And I don't know. No, look,
Naughty boys.
They're the games that I watch intently, so the ones I definitely
Yeah,
pick
yeah,
up
yeah.
on. But to
Yeah.
me, in my opinion, you're coming in studs up on the top of the not on the top of the foot. He was up the upper ankle. So in my opinion, that could have been turned over by VAR.
So what did the
Sounds
ref
like it
do
probably
in the
should have
moment?
been.
Just a yellow? Or?
Yeah, and they checked it and they said yellow. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he was lucky not
Lucky
to
to
see
stay
red.
on. Yeah, anyway, he stayed on and he got the
He
goal.
banged that goal, yeah.
And then
I'm not sure if that was before or after. Could have been. I'm not sure.
Ivan Toney could have had a hat trick.
Yeah.
Put the ball in the back of the net twice, both ruled out offside.
Yes,
And then
I
he
did
finally
see
got
that.
it.
Before he finally got it. But then, Mitrovic with the winner in the 90th minute.
He's a beast. If you get it in the box, Mitro's over the top.
Yeah.
He's done that twice now.
Yeah.
Once to Trent,
Was-
one to Tollman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. You were pissed off at Trent in that first game.
I'm still pissed off
yeah,
at Trent.
but like, I'm sorry.
Can we
sorry.
go back? I've got more points on Trent.
But
Notebook on track.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, but
This guy.
there isn't many defenders in the Premier League that when a ball's whipped in like that and Mitrovic is running in,
Oh,
they're
come
not going
on,
to
mate.
get bullied out of the way and he's going to get it. I'm sorry.
Try and
No,
bully
he's a
me,
big unit.
Mitrovic.
You'll fall over and do your knee and be out for the season.
I'm not playing ever again.
My other point from that game was, speaking of cards, De Cordova Reid went down in the box trying to get a penalty, right? And it was a blatant dive. It was probably the worst dive I've seen this season. He tripped over Mitrovic, So the contact was from Mitrovic and like fully dived, no yellow. Just
So is that penalty up the other end then?
no, I'm just saying like that's a yellow. That's a yellow
Yeah,
card.
it
And
has
if we're
to
gonna
be.
be yellow
Yeah.
and just random
Well,
diving,
Fernandez got one this
yeah,
morning.
Bruno got one this morning.
just
yeah.
don't yellow it at all. If you're not going to do all of them, and if VAR aren't even going to say like, look, that's clear simulation.
Yep.
Just don't yellow them because I don't want to see like there's players that'll get sent off.
Yeah,
throughout
Some
the
are getting them, others aren't. It's not fair.
This is why, like, they need to take something out of the NRL's book and have like a
Match review.
Yeah, match review panel.
But-
No, don't even leave it up to the ref in the game to go. That's on report. We'll have the match.
But I
review.
shit,
don't,
I
think,
fucked up
I don't
here.
think that helps in the game when it comes to diving. Diving's the one that I think has to be made a call then and there, or don't make a call at all. If you're going to let players dive, let them dive. Don't card anyone.
They need, you know what? In the game this morning, it was foul. Like I saw Bruno Fernandes did it. Harvey Elliott did it.
Yeah.
He got, to be fair, he got chopped, but then he rolled around like he'd been shot, and then saw the play was sort of happening.
Well, they gotta get up and keep playing, yeah. Oh, shit, I could
Fernandes,
score.
when we scored, was hanging on the ball, wouldn't give it back.
Oh,
we
that
finally
was
got it.
grinding me.
And then he's
he
like,
dived
oh, my
on
eye.
that.
Oh, whinging to the ref. Like, it is disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every team has players that do it. And like Anderson, like Darwin Nunes deserved to get sent off, but
Oh,
far
yeah.
out, bro.
The
Like, you're
stiff-
6'2",
he
90
just stiffed
kilos. You haven't
No.
been punched in the mouth.
Someone did get a yellow other than Fernandez for simulation this weekend, so hopefully they are.
But that's
They
the-
need to.
and that
It
goes
is
back
such
to
a
my point.
blight on the
There-
game.
It is, yeah.
That goes back to my point that there's like two random like events that got a yellow card, and then there's ones that I've seen that are
Yeah, you think
like,
how many
are
fucking
terrible.
dives are
Like
there? Yeah.
not like oh there was a little bit of contact. He clipped his own player.
Yeah.
The opposition player was nowhere to be seen, and he's just dived through the air in the box. And like if you're diving in the box, that for me is then. That's when you definitely should be a yellow
Yeah.
card.
Well, I don't think the answer, as you said, is to just go like either do it or don't. I really think that they need to have something that looks at it because
Yep.
things can get missed in a game.
And you can get it
But then, like,
retrospectively.
yeah, get retrospectively
but
punished.
my problem is right with that is say it doesn't get it goes to a match review. So you get a yellow card for diving in the game. That'll go to match review, but then you do something else and you get another yellow card, you get sent off, and then your team loses because you got sent off. How does a match review help you there?
Well, if you deserve 2 yellows in the game, then
But the first one you didn't.
as in if they look back on it and go, it shouldn't have been a yellow.
Oh, hang on, I'll just fuck myself up
Yeah,
here.
this
But
is a
like,
Yeah,
fucking
sorry,
can of worms.
I agree on the idea for a match review committee to get rid of simulation because
Yeah.
it's been
Yeah.
going on since I've started watching it. So if they brought that in and said, all right, players, there's 1,000 cameras there. If you dive, you're going to
Yeah.
get sanctioned for
You're
it.
going to get suspended.
yeah, okay.
Like,
My point maybe
yeah.
was if you don't dive, but they class it as a dive or whatever.
I
Like
think match review for
match review can
fouls could
sort-
get really bad.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
talking about fouls. I just
Yeah.
think that like simulation is fucking terrible. It's
Yeah.
a blight on the
So,
game.
yeah.
It puts a lot of people off watching it.
Yeah.
Like I love football. I try and watch La Liga. No offense to
Oh.
netball, but it's like watching a game of netball just purely because there's a whistle every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think I think the Premier League realised that and they're trying to pull back
So,
on that. But yeah,
I understand
simulation
what you're
terrible.
saying now. I've just processed it in the old noggin after.
The old think tank.
The old think tank, as I like to call it, wasn't doing much thinking before. So the point is, match review, if you are deemed to have dived but not been booked, then you can accumulate that
Yeah,
yellow card.
and it doesn't necessarily
Right,
mean I think
I'm on board, everyone. I'm back with it.
it could be as simple as they just go in the 23rd minute, you dived, you didn't receive a booking for it.
Here it
you
is.
now have a booking for
Yep.
it. And then
Yeah.
that
Try
can
and
then
stamp
just
it out.
go towards, you get your 5 yellow cards, you get a suspension.
Yeah.
Well, get ready, FA, because the average Aussies are going to put
We're
together an
coming.
email.
Yeah.
And
But it's
Coming
like,
for you.
I'm not a Celtic fan. Like I'm all over Rangers, but Scott Brown, he used to get hacked down all the time, and he just gets back up, and he fucking thrives over it.
But you know
Like,
what? That's what I love about if you
Yeah,
watch
that's-
Championship
it's
or
classic.
Scottish
like,
football,
I fucking hate you, but that is sick.
it's
Yeah.
proper football. Like
Yeah.
they actually get into it.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
it's the Premier League was like that.
Yeah.
And then it's just gone down the
Imagine
gurgler.
Vinnie Jones playing now.
Nah, no chance.
Vinny and Roy
He'd never
Keane
play a game
and
again.
Graham Souness, they'd be
I'd be
disgusted.
I'd be red carded every like 2 games. Next game, Everton, Nottingham Forest. It was end-to-end football, that one.
Battle of
Nottingham
the Battlers.
Forest finally got their goal, as you said, Jake. It was just...
Well, as Jake put it, they won
They-
last
yeah,
week,
yeah.
but a real
They
goal.
got
as
their
Jake.
real goal, as Jake would
Apparently,
say.
you have to really know what's going on. Like, if not, it doesn't count.
He aimed this one.
How good's the baseball cap from Dean Henderson?
It's classic,
That's
isn't it?
classic.
As Dane said, it's like Colo All Age Men Division 3, capped down at Cougar Park. It's a bit
Damari
sunny. I'm a bit hungover. Gonna wear the hat.
Gray, he's a quality baller. I didn't realize he was 26 though. I thought he was young.
Either.
He's a bit like Lingard, hey?
He
You
spent a
think
lot of
he's-
time at
you think he's
Leicester
young,
that I
but yeah.
researched on because I was like, this kid, how old is he?
That's a good result for Everton because, like you said, as long as they don't lose next week, I think a draw can get them in there.
You've always, it takes the pressure off everyone in the
Are
club.
they looking at a point? Like
You have to.
Yeah, but like that's I keep on saying this. Everton are a big club. Are they really going to walk away from that and be like,
Yes,
hell
that's-
yeah,
that's
I
what I
think they
mean.
we
will.
got
They
a
are.
1-1 draw with a promoted team.
Why can't
off
they?
Because
Why can't they?
They're going to
think they will.
finish 15th
You're a big
this year.
team and you were
Only one point above us.
celebrating and drawing with Fulham. What's the difference?
God, no, I wasn't.
You said it was a point earned, a good point earned.
Okay, point taken. But what I'm saying is
We
that
took that point.
But I don't see the difference. Like
No, Everton
I
would be
think that's
happy.
more for Everton than anything. They come off like back-to-back defeats. I'm pretty sure, and they've like dragged a point. They're not playing great. They're playing like terrible. They go home. The crowd was behind them. Look, yeah, of course they'd want to win, but I feel like you can't like say, oh, they're a big club. They should be expecting more.
so
to do
you're
that.
saying it's something for him to build off.
Yeah, 100% it is.
Yeah.
Like if you start a season like that, you have to like find something to build up. You can't just
start
be like,
somewhere, eh?
You can't just write it off and be like, oh, we should have got more from that
And
game.
context to the rest of the Premier League with Liverpool only a point ahead of them. I
Yeah.
think they'll go,
Oh,
well, if we
exactly.
win next week and we play before Liverpool
They
and
do.
we're above them,
They
that
do.
might fire them up.
They
Will
do.
It could.
Exactly, and
God damn it.
Nottingham Forest have spent like the third most in the Premier League. Like they're no slouch of a side, I don't think at the moment. Like they're not playing. They're not like a level above is the top teams, but like that's obviously where Everton are at now, and they've got to take
Yeah.
it.
Well, I guess that's the point. That is where Everton are at. It's just like, I don't know.
You've got to find something and build on it for them. And I think that Pickford goal, like the Pickford assist, was awesome. Like for them, and to be fair, when I don't know if they were, it was 1-1 with like 10 minutes to go, or they were 1-0 down.
It was very, very late.
It was late, but the
Both goals
Evertonians
were.
were lifting the roof off the stadium, though, and it's good to see. Like that's what Everton need. They need their supporters.
yeah,
behind
they
them.
need him to be behind him for sure.
So for me, in my opinion, I think that's a good result for Everton. As we said last week, I just think don't lose the next game because that stops it doesn't stop the pressure from that's going to go on Frank Lampard, and it doesn't stop the pressure that goes on the team. But I think that it gives them a bit of leeway to just build on something, start fresh, go again next week. That's my only point with that one.
I get you.
Nice.
Palace 3-1.
Palace 3-1. Palace are going to be the Aston Villa West Ham of this year, I think.
Could be.
What do we reckon?
Surprise package.
Yeah, I think like battling it out for that sixth spot there. You spoke about well organised. They're a well organised side, I think.
They are. They're well drilled. Vieira's got them
Vieira's
doing good things.
Got them firing.
And Zaha,
Killing it.
he's showing up every game, not
He
just
is,
once
he is.
every 4
Yeah.
games.
So
He'll rock
true.
up and score
Yeah.
a screamer.
Villa.
And Anderson is a great player. Like
That's their centre back, eh?
yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
He can ping a ball. He's strong and he's a good defender.
Yeah, definitely agree.
He's a fuckwit against us, but I'll forgive him.
So I won't.
Aston Villa, not much doing there.
They got off to a good start,
they-
though. Ings?
Yeah, but
No, Watkins.
Yeah, Ollie
Yeah.
Watkins scored.
Yeah.
like you got to get. Speak about the Everton getting some. Aston Villa need to be getting some for that.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
they're the teams they're going to be battling it out with. Like
They'll be hugely disappointed. I think that they would have thought that they'd be doing a lot better this year than they are so far.
Not a
Especially
great
coming off
start.
a win last week against Everton, wasn't it?
Just piling the pressure for
not
Stevie.
Yeah.
Not a great start
No.
for them.
That's
Leicester-
heating up in the who's going to get fucking sacked.
Yeah, true. Leicester, Southampton.
Leicester not looking good.
No.
Leicester.
Someone called that.
Back
Was
to
it
my
you?
previous point.
They look really disappointing at the
Jake-
end of last year.
Jake's point. Oh, I did say that.
Yeah.
Jake was saying Brendan Rodgers could be the first manager to go, and it's a fair shout.
It's just he's just never quite got there, has he?
Not with Leicester. They kind of got up there and they
Yeah.
come back down.
They,
They get
they
up
could
there.
they could be tumbling now. Like seriously, like they could seriously go from being a club that won the Premier League, like they won the FA Cup.
They were always
they were
around the
just
Champions
missing
League
out on
spots.
Champions League, and they had a
This is where it
good
starts,
base of players, and now like they could lose Tillmans, Fofana, Madison.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like they could
Once
just
that
start
happens.
leaving in droves, and then it could just be all.
And then you got like
downhill.
Vardy, who's
Oh,
getting a bit long in the tooth. He's
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
not firing. He's got no one feeding him. Like
Yep.
there's not much doing there. Southampton going all right though.
Southampton always like
They seem to just
Yeah.
hang around in there.
they've
don't
got a
they?
decent
Like,
squad, and
they win the games they probably should need to win. Just
yeah,
to,
and Ralphie boy, they play well.
Yeah.
They're well organised.
Yep.
They're yeah.
I think it's when they got 9 put on them in successive seasons that they went from like,
Well, that
they're a
doesn't
decent
fucking help,
10th
does
team
it?
to they are battlers, but
Yeah.
they're on the way back up.
But some teams when they play a certain way, those results can happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like because and especially not every team gets 3-0 down and goes, let's just pack it up here, and some keep on trying to play, and if it's not your day, like
And then sometimes it just compounds it, eh?
yeah, exactly.
And the last one, West Ham United versus Brighton. Brighton win that game 2-0.
Great start to the season for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not so great for West Ham. Is that 3 on the trot? Are they
Yep.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yep. They're below us.
really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
surprising.
That's
I thought
surprising.
West Ham were they were
No,
always
surprising.
they've,
They're
got
below
a,
us.
they've got a draw, haven't they?
I'll just have a quick look. All
Someone
right.
have a quick look because
No,
I think.
no. Yeah, all losses.
Are you sure?
Really?
Three on the trot.
Is anybody else on 0?
Jim, back me up here, mate.
All right, give me 1 sec,
quick.
mate. I'm moving as quick as I can. So they lost 2-0 to City on the opening day,
Good.
and then
So they played City.
they lost 1-0 to Forest.
Ah, okay.
And now they've lost 2-0 to Brighton. And I tell you what, for a team that was pushing for Champions League spots last year, looking well
Moise.
organised,
Yeah.
Moise doesn't have them playing well.
Moise.
Are they the only team on naught?
God, what am I? Fucking stat man.
I'm stat man.
Oh, yeah, they are the only team on naught. Correct, Ethan?
Yeah, okay. Well, they've got a big couple of weeks up ahead of them, don't they?
They certainly do. Next up, they have Villa. So that's the claret and blue battle of the battlers. So,
Battle of the two that we picked to be pushing for that.
Yeah.
yeah, we really did. We thought they'd be doing a lot better. So
it could be a corker of a game, but
We're
we'll
just
get
showing
there.
how average we are.
Players of the round. I'll go first because I got Martinez from this morning's game. I thought after me, I didn't really bag on him. I was more bagging on Maguire last week, but
you just had to go at his lack of height.
he's lack of height. But they put him next to Varane, dropped Maguire, and to his credit, he played well. He had a great
It's like
game.
playing to that particular style.
Exactly
though, isn't it?
right. Playing to
Yeah, he just dogged. Just
Yeah.
and he
get
had
in there
Varane
and
next
just
to me,
defend.
next to him, who like is no slouch either.
Tell you what, I can't see Maguire getting back into that.
No.
that
No.
11.
And then someone,
And that's how Ten Hag gets him out of the team.
well,
The fans would be cheering. They've been asking
Yeah.
for that for.
When I heard he wasn't
Feels like
playing,
2
I'm like,
years.
oh, fuck, here we
Maguire,
go.
as we said, Maguire can't play that style of football.
No.
Three
No.
centre back. He's a 3 centre back.
Because you
centre
need to
back.
have some
Yeah,
kind
or-
of fucking ball skills.
Or like a proper back four and 2
Yeah.
holding mids.
Yeah.
he can't be relied upon.
I can't say that.
So yeah.
All right, mine was over to Geordie Shaw. It was Saint Maxibon.
Saint Maximo.
3 assists against probably the best back 4 in the league.
Yeah.
I was astounded.
His
Yeah,
energy,
and they
man,
were
eh?
great assists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He burned Kyle Walker. And I don't
did.
know who was playing as the right centre half. It might have been Diaz or Cancelo.
John Stones.
John-
Oh no,
oh.
Cancelo was in there, but John Stones was rubbish.
Yeah.
But he was.
Yeah, he
So was-
destroyed him, didn't he?
So was Diaz, to be fair. Like,
Yeah.
they all look pretty
Yeah, because
mediocre.
Cancelo didn't play, did he?
He started and then he went off.
Is that why he got
No,
0?
Ake went off, sorry.
Cancelo got 0 for me on fantasy, and I don't know why.
Probably.
Conceding 3 goals.
Yeah, just conceded 3 goals and didn't do anything.
But if he can keep that up, he's just so vibrant. Whenever he gets the ball,
Consistency is his thing.
exactly. If he can play like that against the big 6, all of them,
Yep.
his price tag will go through.
Generally,
the roof.
though, he doesn't.
Exactly.
And
Well,
he
that's
just
what I
doesn't
mean.
score enough. I
That's
think
what
it's
I mean.
1 goal in 27 games. Like,
His-
that's like Firmino stats.
His consistency is what needs to take him to the next level. Him
Yeah.
to do that week in, week out, and that will then again take Newcastle to
Well,
the
yeah,
next
if,
level.
if,
Yeah.
if you can't score, you assist. You know what I mean? And he's doing
done
that.
that.
And it-
Yeah,
Yeah.
really,
exactly.
Jake,
what a
who do you
game.
have? Save the best for last.
Zaha, mate. I got Zaha.
Zaha?
He's just
Yeah.
once again playing consistently.
He is consistent football.
And it's like he doesn't need much. You know, he can take it from his own half, run it, dribble it up, tab it in. Like it's
There we go.
And
pretty damn
consistency
good.
is what he's lacked because if he'd stayed at his best level, he would be at Barca or City
well,
or something.
United.
Yeah, that's Arsenal.
Yeah.
He was trying to get to us, but anyway, that's a story for a different day. Figos.
I'm going with Martin Odegaard. I just think it was a Not because of you, mate. All right.
Oh,
Unbiased here.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
mate.
reckon. All these haters are coming down.
I was never a hater, mate.
Good shout.
But anyway, if I'm allowed to finish my point, thank you. I just think it was the classic captain's display.
It
I
was.
think he led by example. A couple of good goals there,
good
all around
goals.
good play.
Yeah, and he definitely, we notice when he come off.
Yeah.
He just orchestrates that final third pretty well when you
Yeah,
come off.
puppet
You
master,
get
eh?
a little bit disorganised, and it's something that you don't notice when you're watching until he's gone, and you're like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Why is it
That's
like
the
a
thing,
bit
yeah.
disjointed now?
Yeah.
And that's what makes him a good captain too, I think. All right, we'll be back with our fantasy scores.
All right.
We're gonna
Throw it over.
Yeah, we're gonna mix it up now. We're gonna do a little bit of trivia. Ethan's organised a bit of EPL trivia for the lads.
I have.
So take it away.
So this
Dee.
week
what do you
on
got?
Beef's Trivia, so I've got 3 questions. So it's something I prepared
He's
earlier.
written him on a
mate.
napkin while he was having breakfast this morning.
That's right. So first question's going to go to Jake. If Jake doesn't know it, goes one left to Leo. If he doesn't know it, goes to Wikipedia. Okay, so Jake, who scored the first goal of this season's Premier League?
Fuck. Just trying to even remember the game.
And you're allowed one go, and you can't think about it for a minute.
I know the team. I just
Count him in.
Pass.
Just have a go. No, just have a crack.
There's like 800 players in the Premier League. If you can't remember the game.
There's only.
Going through the A's.
All right, you pass, Leo.
I know it was Arsenal. We scored the first goal, but what player was it? It was.
Martinelli.
That's what I was going to go with, Martinelli.
It's true.
Yeah,
So Jake has not listened to any of the
No,
rules.
Fuck that up.
All right,
that's
second,
all right. That's all right. I like it.
second
I like it.
question,
I like it.
so it goes to
Good game's
Leo.
a quick game.
then across to Nudopedia.
Yeah.
Who scored the league sealing goal last season? So won the title.
Oh,
I know that.
Who?
No.
How did I genuinely?
Can you remember the last game of the season last?
It
Last
went
year?
down to the wire, didn't it?
It went down to the last goal. Last 20
I
minutes.
remember. Aguero.
No.
Right team, wrong player, Nudo.
Yeah,
Was it Gundogan?
Correct. Well done.
Gundogan.
All right, last question. So,
Okay, Les Murray.
all right. So we've got 2 out of 2.
All right.
All right,
I'm
Nudo.
so bad at trivia.
So, who or what team has conceded the least goals this Premier League season?
Arsenal.
Jake?
Manchester City.
Leo?
They just conceded 3, mate.
Yeah, but they'd conceded none before that.
And to make it extra juicy, they've only conceded 1 in 3 matches. Great start for this club.
Oh, I know who it is.
Down the bottom.
Yeah, is it Brighton?
Correct. Well done. I'm impressed, fellas.
Nice.
Well done, mate. That
too
was
bad.
a fun
Very
little,
good.
fun little thing.
We'll be back with a new theme next week.
And we got a little bit of a what's your segment?
this is gonna be a- this is gonna be a regular
cooking
segment.
something up for everyone.
So what it's called? I have to remember what I call it. Figs Fun Football Facts. All right?
Fuck me.
Nothing like a bit of alliteration. So I just want to bring you some of the weird and wonderful from the world of the Premier League.
I like
All
it.
right?
I like
It'll be
it.
sure, it'll be sweet, it'll be interesting. So my first one.
This is a great
So-
start.
Sweet and interesting. Sounds like the thing behind my fly.
Oh, Paul Wheels.
Anyway, Fulham.
Yes.
All know him?
Yep.
Ethan
All
hates him
hate him.
apparently.
Vanilla.
Anyway, so classic club from London, right? So statues at stadiums, okay?
Yeah.
Pretty common, right?
Yeah.
Sporting statues at stadiums. Example, Lang Park, they got Wally Lewis.
Yep.
Yeah.
At Anfield, we've got Bob Paisley, a few others.
Emirates, we got Thierry Henry.
At Etihad, they've got that thing that was meant to look like a Guerra, but it's like a dropped fish.
Let's not talk about that Ronaldo statue.
Oh,
But anyway, Fulham, Craven Cottage, right? From 2011 to 2013, they had a statue of Michael Jackson.
Why?
Apparently, he was a friend of the old owner.
Was the
Mohammed
old owner a
Al-Fayed.
kid?
And,
Football friend.
he attended a game there in 1999. Apparently, that's all it takes these days to get a statue.
at Craven
Fuck.
Cottage.
Anyway, the guy who used to own Fulham used to also own Harrods, which was like a department
Oh,
store.
the Alpha
yeah.
And anyway, he commissioned this like porcelain statue of Michael Jackson.
Porcelain.
Was he
But
like,
then it's like 7.5 foot. And then when Harrods was sold, they didn't want it. So he put it up at Craven Cottage.
Craven Cottage.
And apparently the fans were just like, no, like this is ridiculous. Anyway, was there for a couple of years and then he sold the club and the new owners, lo and behold, didn't want him. So it went to the National Football Museum, but then Fulham got relegated.
To the football museum.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson in the football museum.
Until
get the fuck out.
until it was then, I don't know where it is now. Apparently it was removed from there, probably destroyed and turned into toilet paper or
Yeah.
something. But
Where?
Back to
they got
Neverland.
relegated after he got after MJ got removed from Craven Cottage.
so
And
it's
now
a
he's
bit of-
gone.
Now it's an urban
Is he back
legend
yet?
that maybe he's down in the
Maybe he's like hidden
in the bowels
somewhere.
of the stadium
Maybe
somewhere.
they crushed up the porcelain and sprinkled it over the
Yeah,
Craven
like
Cottage.
ashes. Anyway, that's Fig's fun football facts.
I love it, Big. I love it. That was
We'll
great.
be back next week with another interesting
Genuinely
fact.
Can't wait for that. That was great. Well done, Figos.
Thank you, team.
All right, let's move on to. I'm rattled by that, Michael Jackson. Fuck me. Next week's games. All right, starting off, we got Southampton versus Manchester United. Well, coming off the back of 2 win. Oh yeah, they both won. So
Yeah, I think
both 2-1 wins. So
depends what United do here. Because see, this is the thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Will Ten Hag now go back to like, Ajax?
well, he's got to pick and choose the games that he wants to try and.
But
do that
does he
from.
also have to just like build upon a certain style and slowly?
surely he's
morph?
gotta.
He can't just go. Oh, we're back to the Ajax thing now.
Yeah.
Start playing it out, De Gea.
Yeah.
Because look what happened against Brentford when they did that.
Yeah, exactly.
And Southampton are arguably as good as
Ward
Brentford.
Prowse will just snatch up.
Does Ronaldo start on the bench again?
He has to.
Definitely. If
He
you don't
has to.
start the same team, if you can start that same team, play that same style, and just build a bit of momentum.
They've earned.
Give him a bit of confidence too
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
performance.
Yeah.
from what that dressing room.
I think
was.
it's the early game as well on Saturday.
It would be,
Yeah.
yeah.
It
So
would be if that's written in chronological order, then it should be.
It is.
Next one,
Brentford, Everton.
Speaking of Michael Jackson, this will not be a thriller. It'll be all right.
save that for an actually good game.
No, we said it won't be a thriller.
Oh, I thought you said it's going to be a thriller.
Nah, put your jammies on and go to bed.
My bad. I got too excited. Look, Brentford. This, as I said, Everton need to build on what they've just done. So,
Yeah.
Let's go,
look,
Brentford.
just don't lose the next game. If you're Everton, they're away from home. So
But this is what I'm trying to say before. They can't go the whole season and go, let's just not lose the next game.
you can because
Yeah.
United did it, and they like almost.
I guess
come
if you did
fourth.
draw every game of the season, you would end up with 38 points, which would keep you
Saves you
safe.
from relegation.
throw a couple of wins in there here and there, you're
But,
sweet.
like, yeah, what you were saying before, not a bad result, I guess. And can they build on it and get the win over
That's
Brentford?
it. They've got to go away from home now. See what they can do.
I reckon Tony's got him.
Yeah, he is a threat,
Yeah.
and that's what Everton currently don't have up top, a threat.
He'll be at
So,
Liverpool
yeah.
in the summer.
Chelsea want him. Tuchel wants Tony.
Yeah.
Tuchel also wants Maguire. So
And
take
He
that
does
for granted.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
apparently.
want to swap
Oh, good
because
heavens.
Tuchel plays in a back three, and that's where Maguire will do his best work, defending,
slab
heading,
head,
just
just in there.
slide
Maguire's
tackles,
shook,
intercepts, where you don't have to turn and chase. You're not playing high up the field. You're not getting balls put in behind you because Maguire can't play like that.
No.
That's why he thrives in England because he plays in a three where they just defend. They don't.
Southgate style suits him.
Yes.
Going on to Brighton Leeds. What a fucking game.
That should be a good
That
game.
should be
Both
good.
have cracking
Yeah.
starts to the
Really good game.
season.
At home for Brighton. So see if Jesse Marsh can take the boys away from home and get a job done again.
Brighton's
Yeah.
defence stopping
Well,
Rodrigo.
yeah, true. Brighton's defence at home. I'm going to go Brighton 2-1.
Ooh.
I'm going to say they're going to get a goal put against them. Rodrigo.
Rodrigo,
Oh,
yeah.
Good
Continues
shout.
his fine
Good
scoring
continues the form, yeah.
Chelsea, Leicester.
Chelsea,
Two that
Leicester.
are desperate for a win.
Yeah, that's a big game for both clubs, really, isn't
It
it?
is. I think I'm backing Chelsea on that one.
Have Leicester lost? They've drawn one game, haven't they? Are they
Yeah.
They got the 2-all.
That's the
I
only-
was going to say
2-all
they-
Southampton?
otherwise they're two,
No.
they're 3 in the hole. They're on a slide. Leicester need to gain some control, and if you're
Leicester
gonna-
have drawn one, correct.
Yeah,
Lost
so-
two.
And Chelsea should have technically done a lot better in that Leeds game. So if they can get
Yeah.
the
Oh,
finishing
totally.
right,
I can't
they
see
don't
it.
have a striker though either,
No.
do they?
No, they're
Well,
just trying to
not
rely
like
on
a traditional.
Havertz and Sterling.
exactly
yeah,
right,
not a
yeah.
traditional
So maybe
striker.
that's
But they
something.
do have goal scorers in that
Oh,
squad.
no doubt.
So I just need to share them
As I
around a
said,
bit.
Sterling.
Yeah.
Liverpool, Bournemouth. Well, he's back at home, so that should pick his back up. And
I think that we'll be up for it.
He's
I think
fucking
that we
epic.
have to be. You know,
You gotta.
I think that Klopp needs to do what Ten Hag did, and not necessarily go,
Back to
it's the
basics.
might of Bournemouth, but we need to go back to basics, and
Yep.
we need to just,
Be
yeah,
happy with a fucking one. Oh, it'd be nice to not concede a goal.
Look,
Yes.
you need to start the first half in the game because I feel like the last
Yeah.
three games you just
Yeah.
not been there.
we can't, that's what I'm saying. We need to just build
The end of-
solidly and
yeah.
not concede.
But this is
Fabinho
weird.
needs to start
Yeah.
in front of the back four to help them.
Yeah.
And like we need to just get some confidence back in this game. But I reckon that this could be the kickstart to our season.
Right,
so
we're calling it.
And just
Kickstart.
briefly, also last week I said that Scotty Parker had Fulham playing some good football.
He might have.
And on the
3
way
years ago.
on the way home, I thought to myself, God, that'd be a good effort all the way from the south coast where Bournemouth are located.
He
So
was actually genuinely disgusted in himself that he got
I
that wrong.
was.
He
I'm
messaged
better
us
than
all
that.
straight after that. He was upset. So I'm glad you've rectified that.
I walked around saying, shame, shame, shame.
Man City, Crystal Palace, another good game.
Yeah, Palace have been doing well. If they
Yeah.
can do what they did to us against City,
Yeah, I'd say City's at home, but City, there's home stadiums empty.
Yeah, what's
anyway.
home for City?
Yeah.
Like, who
Empty
cares?
had.
Yeah, empty had. Exactly right.
tourists everywhere
so
they
I'm
go.
backing Crystal Palace.
Yeah, let's
to
go Palace.
Yeah, let's get them. I don't think
The
they'll
upset.
win, but let's snag another draw
Yeah,
against City.
I reckon 2-2.
Just slow Manchester City up a bit because
Yeah.
make it
but
exciting.
I don't know.
Zaha and
It could
Haaland for
also-
me fantasy
It could also turn around and go 4-0 to City. So
or more.
I like just touching on what Pep had to say after the game. I do like Pep for the game. I think he's a character. And they asked him after the game, "Wow, how did you feel about that result?" And he was like, "Duh, whatever." And they're like, "What do you mean? You not got anything you need to work on?" He goes, "Did you enjoy the game?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "That's all that matters." Then he just walked off. It was actually a great interview. I rated it.
I think that shows that he had the shits.
Yeah.
Oh, it might, but like the way he did it was,
Yeah.
it seemed jovial to me. I mean, yeah.
Although at the same time, like you would get the shits a bit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you walk off and they're like, "What's wrong, Pep? What do you need to fix?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, bro! Like,
Yeah,
come on,
Did you enjoy
we didn't
the game?
lose.
Like, yeah, we just played
scored
one of the
3
greatest
goals.
games.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Instant classic.
They
in the
lose a
Premier League,
game
yeah.
like once every
I
9
I'm
honestly
going to
think
go
that's
drink
what-
some sangria in celebration."
I honestly think that's what his reaction was. Like, it's an instant classic. Like he said, it was an amazing game. We played well, Newcastle played well. Anyway, I digress. Arsenal, Fulham, back at the Emirates. The away fans were absolutely rocking when we won on the weekend. So I expect more of the same from the Emirates. And Arteta's done a great job of incorporating the energy of the crowd, and we're all together. So hopefully Saliba's got Mitrovic's number, maybe getting dribbled past, maybe even put another worldie in. But yeah, I reckon Arsenal. What am I going to say? I'm going to give a prediction here. I want to go clean sheet again, 2-0.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Villa West Ham.
Villa, West Ham,
We speak about needing a win.
Yeah.
Those
Both
two.
do.
battle of the
It's
so-called
going to
sixth
be a
place.
draw.
It could
It's going to be a boring 0-0 fucking draw.
Battle
Yeah,
of
you know
the
what?
Clarets.
I reckon that's not a bad shout, Jake, because they have not started the season
Nah.
well.
I think it'll be 1-0 to Villa.
All right.
I think that they offer more up front, and they only like Ollie Watkins and Danny Ings
When's Antonio come
can
back from West
finish.
Ham?
Not sure, but
Yeah.
yeah, Danny Ings and Ollie Watkins can finish.
So we've made it almost all the way through this episode because we took too long. We're now down to one camera. We almost got 2 cameras the whole way, but apparently people like this shot, and we had some audio dramas as well.
We're pushing through.
We're pushing through. We're going to finish the episode. Last but not least, we have the last 2 games, which is Wolves versus Newcastle. I think Newcastle will be flying off that. And
Yeah.
what do you reckon?
I reckon. I reckon after they'll be slightly disappointed to, as we were saying, to be up 3-1 and end up drawing 3-3.
Yeah.
But I think that they've got Wolverhampton hands down, or I'm calling Newcastle 3-0.
Yeah, there
I
you
reckon
go.
they'll be up for it. And if St. Maxim can do anything like he did it against City, phew,
Yep. Yeah, he's
They'll
going to
be
get a
doing-
goal. He's going
Yeah.
to get a goal.
I reckon he's going to get 2. Beef. Tottenham, Forest away
Yeah.
for Tottenham.
Be a good game. My family heritage is from Forest, so it'll be a good, good moment for me to watch that game. So really excited for it. I think we need to great performance. I think 2 very poor performances in a row. We've got a draw and a win. That's great, but you can't do that for a 38-week season. So we need a solid
We
performance.
need to keep tabs with Arsenal, mate. We need to push each other all the way.
That's right. So
third.
hopefully we can just go there, get a win. It's the Monday 1:30 a.m. game, so hopefully
Corking
get a win.
time for
If we,
Australian
if we keep
viewers.
pushing each other too, it's going to make for a cracking North London derby.
That's what I mean, because I think City and Liverpool will come good and lead the way. But if Tottenham and Arsenal can stay up there, mate, this podcast is going to be fire.
Yeah.
For the whole
just-
way
I can't
through.
wait till you guys get your first loss.
Yeah.
Forget
well,
about any of that. This season is going to be fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Because there is now, it's not just like City dominating, us sticking real close, but
Yeah.
just falling short. Like, the way you guys are both playing, like, that could be great. There's other teams in the mix there, like Newcastle, that we can see can do things. Like, even the smaller
Palace.
promoted clubs like Fulham that have
Yeah.
just come up
Yeah.
are looking decent. So,
Yep.
and with the World Cup in the middle of the season and what that could potentially do,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I agree. I am excited.
All right, Big Kev.
Yeah, Kev. We'll quickly go through the fantasy scores. We'll start on that side of the table, Beef. Go with us because you did a lot better than you did
I
last
think
week.
I'm 4 times what I made last week. So 59, it's still not amazing, but 59, pretty stoked with that. Best player was Perisic. He started. Remember we were talking about last week.
Yep.
We're thinking about ditching him, but
I benched
kept him
him.
in there. Yeah, I think Leo kept him in there as well.
Yeah.
12. I'm really pleased with that. Then disappointing was Trent. So very expensive player and got me 0.
Yeah,
you
Trent's
don't want that
been
from
very
your
disappointing.
expensive premium backs, that's for sure. Vigos, how'd you go, mate?
So I scored 66 points.
Not bad.
Salah and Odegaard got me 16 each, and I
bang.
also got 0 from Trent. But I'm not too disappointed in him because
Selling.
You up there in the average Aussies league, I'm pretty sure.
I think I'm second in it. But
Yeah, nice.
yeah, you don't like. Let's be honest. A clean sheet for Trent is a bonus.
Yeah.
like that's not really what he's in there for. He's in there for assists.
Yeah,
and when you only score
true.
1 goal,
He's not really going to get him, is he?
no, exactly. So
Yeah.
I'll stick
With him.
I'll stick
true.
with him.
I know
Yeah.
Janga's not sticking true with him. What did you get, mate?
Mate, I got 54, so not too bad.
Not too bad, but the lowest score at the desk.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry.
I also had Odegaard as my top scorer with 16. And
nice.
second week running, red card. Thanks, Koulibaly. -2.
Second, he's going for 3 in a row.
I am, yes.
How did
Who
you
will
go,
it
mate?
be?
Who will it be? Me? I went all right. I scored a 59. I'm keeping consistent. I'd like to keep scoring over 50s, which is,
Would be nice.
yeah, because my start last year was terrible. So, top scorer, Perisic, I kept him in, as B said. I didn't bench him. I gave him another chance, and he rewarded me. Cancelo got me nothing. So, that's disappointing. And I had Andreas on the bench who got 8, and I didn't play him because he was in the orange, and I didn't know if he was going to play or not.
I can get you.
But
Jake got 24 on his bench. That
Yeah.
24 on the bench.
And when I do my bench boost, you watch, I'll get fucking 0.
Yeah, 100%. So we had some new people join the Average Aussies League. Shout out to Michael and Zach who've come on board.
On your boys.
Welcome, guys.
Get your mates, whoever. They don't have to watch the show to join the league. Tell anyone that plays. And yeah, that's a
it.
wrap.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
At 4 in the
At
bank.
4. We've made it at 4. We're going all right, boys.
Thanks for
it.
viewing and listening.
Yeah. If you've made it this far, as I say, you've liking what we're doing, so like the video, subscribe, comment, check us out on the socials. Where are they going to be, boys?
Somewhere along
In
here.
the internet.
They'll
Well,
be
they could
down
be up
there. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We're on all of it. And I'll leave the code for the fantasy in the description as always. And yeah, boys, a pleasure as always. Good luck to your teams. And yeah, we'll see you all next
See you
week.
next week.
See you, team.
Like,